I love all the people out there that said, oh man, you didn't press the mayor. No, that's why you ask the questions and you hear what they say, but you also hear what they don't say. And the bottom line is this here. The fact that the mayor and her team cannot give me those answers now raises questions about everything she said in the interview with me.
In the 80s, Black America was kind of on its way out the door, but we still had some hope out there. On television, we had shows like The Cosby Show, which at that time was the #1 family show in America, followed up by A Different World, also owned by Bill Cosby. And then we had shows like Give Me a Break, there was Amen. We had a lot of positive shows showing African Americans in a positive light. Around that same time, a lot of Black women were coming into their own in the late 80s, going into the 90s with the New Jack Swing. And then we started to see, that independent woman attitude coming out of Black America, where sisters started to really develop going into the early 90s. At that particular time, we started to see, as Dr. Ronald Neal calls, the decline or the death of Black America. Medeas or the big mamas started to die out. Mine's died in like 2001, and most of us that came from that tight-knit community in the 90s, if you remember your old home church, if you remember your old neighborhoods, your neighbors, they started dying in. That kind of culture of getting up in the morning and speaking to your neighbors also started dying too. That togetherness of the Black community started dying too. It got replaced with a whole bunch of individuality and a lot of selfishness from Black men and Black women alike. And that is why we have this whole situation with the city of Dolton. Rewind, Dima! Dolton has been a village in the Chicago Cook County area for over 100 years. Mostly it is an African American community, about 90% Black. Most of those Blacks came from the South, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas. Just like most of us who come from California, our family comes from that way. And what have we seen in the 90s since that time? The disintegration of the Black family and the elimination of the Black man. And a great case study to look at is what's going on in Dolton right now. We have in Dolton a mayor, Tiffany Henyard, elected by a populace, a woman who is not formally educated and is a single mom, which is not out of the norm in Black America. Quite honestly, that's popular. That's the norm. So when she came into power, well, hey, this is one of us, until we find out that it's not. You see, Edward Steve, a former trustee, had this very powerful speech that he talks about at the city council meeting. I want to play it for you, and then we're going to come back.
Good evening, residents. Edward Steve, Mayor, Board of Trustees, department heads. It's been real hectic in the village of Dolton media-wise. I want to start out by saying self-accountability is a bad thing in this administration. The mayor can blame everybody for what's going on, but she has to look at herself. Nobody told her to get on TV and lie like that. Blatant lies. Did you spend this on a credit card? No, sir. I don't know where they got that from. That's unexcusable. These are easily verifiable lies. That's unacceptable. That immediate attention didn't kick up until them lies came out on WGN. Nobody was really paying attention for checking for Dolton like that until then. Also, the financial reports. Who's the finance chair? Stan Brown. Does Stan know anything about the finances? Can he answer any questions? The trustees don't have the credit card receipts. The mayor's village reports, the financial reports. Does Stan have it? Because the rest of the trustees don't have it. And she's going to say everybody's lying. They do have it. The attorney general is asking for credit card receipts. I guess the attorney general is lying too. So this is where we're at in the village. It's self-accountability, and the mayor can blame everybody. I know she wants to say I'm a Black woman, and it's because I'm a woman. You know how many women that she's affecting? Look at what she did to Dr. Scott down the street. She won't even let her open up. Look how she talks to the other Black women up here. These are all single mothers, just like her. Look how she talks to them. Look how she talks to the clerk who's old enough to be her mother. Look how disrespectful she is. If y'all can't see that, a lot of y'all do see that. I just don't refuse to see it. She's so disrespectful. And she told Brittany, don't say nothing else. I don't want to hear from you no more. How do you talk to an adult like that who's elected? Everybody that works for her know how disrespectful she is. So department heads, be careful. Like Chief lied last time and got caught up. the cars were about to get repoed. Oh, that's handled, Trustee House, when it clearly wasn't handled. So when you be careful, there's life after this girl, and you have to move on. And if you're on camera lying for her because she told you to lie, believe me, it's all recorded. Everything's recorded. And be careful not to lie on something that can easily be proven that you lied. The chief said it was handled. It wasn't handled. They almost repossessed the cars. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. So, trustees, residents, keep watching the Dolton Trustee YouTube page. We're going to keep putting this madness out here because it got to stop. It got to stop. And again, nobody was checking for this until the mayor got on TV and lied right through the camera. Smooth, without a bite in the eye. That is dangerous when you can lie like that easily, or stuff that you know can be verified is true. So thank y'all so much. Trustees, keep fighting. Keep holding this administration accountable. Keep fighting for transparency. And don't let her bankrupt this town and then blame it on y'all.
I'm going to deal with the rest of what he's saying. I'm going to come back and dig into that. But I want to get to Roland Martin. Roland Martin has weighed in on it. He has allowed Tiffany Henyard to come onto the platform. And he had this to say.
I don't know what in the hell is in the water in Dolton, Illinois, Mustafa. But it's utterly insane. I've covered crazy councils. And I dare say what we're seeing in Dolton, Illinois is one of the most childish, petty, ridiculous relationships ever. And there are some critical questions. There's some questions that I've asked the mayor when I asked about her foundation that they did not fully answer. You've got individuals with full-time jobs in the city of Dolton who also have full-time jobs with Thornton Township, and I'm confused because it's the same working hours. And so if you're the mayor, how do you have people working for you in the city of Dolton who also works for you in Thornton Township and they're full-time jobs? And this whole back and forth over records and all that sort of stuff like that. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know if Iyanla Van Zant is available to go talk to these folks.
Let me get back to Mr. Edward Steve. Let's go back to his comments where he was talking about how Tiffany Henyard disrespects black women.
I know she wants to say I'm a black woman, and it's because I'm a woman. You know how many women that she's affecting? Look at what she did to Dr. Scott down the street. She won't even let her open up. Look how she talks to the other black women up here. These are all single mothers, just like her. Look how she talks to them. Look how she talks to the clerk who's old enough to be her mother. Look how disrespectful she is. If y'all can't see that, a lot of y'all do see that. I just don't refuse to see it. She's so disrespectful. And she told Brittany, don't say nothing else. I don't want to hear from you no more. How do you talk to an adult like that who's elected? Everybody that works for her know how disrespectful she is.
You see, this whole thing about disrespecting black women, it's always a black male issue. But what it is, it's a lack of family values issue. Whenever you see young black people or black people in general who don't care about nobody, it's a infrastructural issue. And when you have 50 or 60 years plus with no tied family together, did y'all think that the person was going to actually start having respect for their own group? No, we've seen this over the last 50 or 60 years. Like, where have you been, Roland Martin? Like, are you shocked by this outcome? Nobody is shocked by this outcome. Nobody is shocked by what's going on in Dolton. It's crazy, it's online, but we've been seeing this in the black community for the last 30, 40, 50 years. When there are no fathers married to the women and when the men give up on the communities, this is what happens. Nobody respects each other. Nobody cares about each other. And then the women, and as much as y'all want to say that black men disrespect black women, I keep telling you, what do you see? You see it more often now. You see a lot of sisters having a lot of disrespect for each other. It ain't just her, it's Fannie Willis, it's Monique Owen in East Point, Michigan. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about.
She tends to bully, it looks like, senior citizens.
You'll see why East Point resident Mary Hall Rayford says that.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop you right there, or we're gonna stop the council meeting. I'm gonna have a point of order, and I'm gonna talk over you. This is gonna be one of those meetings y'all never seen before.
All of these women happen to be unmarried that I'm talking about. No husband, no respect for men, and who's gonna check me, okay? And then Tiffany Henyard, after all that, was still unaccountable. Like, hey, shoot, I'm not stepping down from mayor position. I do what I want to do. But that mentality has been happening all through Black America for the last 50 years. So many people don't even want to teach in Black public school districts because you can't tell their kids nothing. Why? You can't tell their mama or daddy nothing. So this is not a foreign. What's foreign is when people like Roland Martin vote for these parties that create these policies, then try to step back like, oh, I can't believe this happening. This is crazy. Bro, you're a Democrat. This is what they do. Democrats and liberals disintegrate Black families. And then you're shocked that you have somebody acting like Tiffany Henyard? Y'all help create what's going on. This is what you help create. Stand on it, Roland Martin. You and your political party and your political interests are responsible for Tiffany Henyard in Dolton. You have aided and abetted all personalities and attitudes such as that woman in Black America. Now you want to separate yourself from her. Try to castigate her now. No, brother, don't castigate her now. Stand on that, as they call, stand on business. Yes, say yes. Our political policies helped create what you're seeing right now. We did it. She's a Democrat just like me. That's what we do. We create situations in Black America as a political party that's unstable, as such as you see with Tiffany Henyard. We're responsible for that. Why he not saying it? He needs to. And every other Black person that has voted Democrat. Look at what has happened. You cannot have any community in which you completely disembowel, and I am using that word, disembowel your men. You may say disenfranchise, but I'm using the military word today, right? Just disembowel and take out everything from the intestines and stuff. Black men have been disemboweled in Black America. And then you put the women over the Black men, and then you're okay with that. And then you expect you're gonna have a lot of order? No, it needs to be some balance in there. Clearly, Dolton is an unbalanced community. Not only is the mayor a single mom that has a pit bull in the goddamn mayor's office on the photo, but the other ladies out there that are trustees are also single moms. Not saying that a single mom doesn't know how to act or how to behave, but there is a correlation with why that city of Dolton is probably poor. That's why Dr. Scott, they're trying to get her in there to come in and help these single moms in Dolton because there's so many. Wanna know why? Probably because the men have given up in that community. That's why. That's what needs to happen. Where are the men in Dolton that want to do some community building and service and work? I'm gonna tell you what they don't want to be there for. Situations like you're seeing with Tiffany Henyard. It has scared a lot of these guys away. And until you address that point, it's not gonna be a good situation. It's not gonna be a good situation. If you don't have Black men interested in Chicago and assisting and helping Black women and helping lead what's going on over there, you're gonna continue. Every Black city will have this situation going on. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shooter Jackson. Back at it again. Another episode of Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for you just heard a bell. We're out.